Now things are turning into a disaster. On that windy day when I was outside, I just switched the camera off and for some reason I lost my grip and I dropped the camera, and the camera wasn't falling far, but you know when you spontaneously, instinctively reach out. I reached out with the hand that was holding this, the aeroplane, and caught the camera with the aeroplane, and so I have knocked the tip off that. There, come on, back in focus. Off basically the gun, and I've knocked one of the missile racks off. Not rack, but there you can see only 3 when there should be 4. So what a mess. All of a sudden I think I've got some spares of the missile racks, so that's okay. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. The irony is I've got a, is it Italy 1/48th scale model of one of these, and exactly the same happened, and I do not know what to do about it. I mean, it's a very particular, let's get this, the gun, the kind of cannon cones are a very particular shape. Sculpting one of those isn't going to come easy, so I might make the model given that problem and then try and work the problem out afterwards. I can deal with the missiles. But as I dropped everything, like I say, it wasn't far, but I did lurch swiftly like that. I knocked the foot off my tripod thing, and it's really good. I don't imagine they cost much, but you know, it's not the point, is it? What a twit. Right, onwards. Right, weathered to within an inch of its life, and all the markings on. Obviously, as usual, the weathering's covered up a lot of the markings. You can just see some below the cockpit there, and there's a few on the wing that are just, good grief, are they noticeable at all? Anyway, so that's that. All we need to do now is put the canopy on, the stirrup for jumping in, and a spike underneath, and that's it. And with any luck we'll have a lovely day and we can go outside. If not, we've got the weird fake world. There we go. Here we are then, all done, and there's some light in the sky, so we'll get some idea of how things are looking. Oh, the little sensor things come off. Every time I bring this out, something drops off the blasted thing. Anyway, here we are with it done. Superb model of a truly phenomenal aircraft. I really do like this. It's a real monster. And the British, I find the British weren't prone to monsters in terms of aircraft. There's the super sleek Spitfire and the very gentlemanly Hurricane in terms of fighters. Of course, the Lancaster's a monster in so many respects. The light is not quite with us, is it? Might have to do some shots inside. And I think I've very slightly over-weathered it, but that's okay. That's kind of what I was aiming for, if you get what I mean. I just wanted to go a little bit too far. And there we are. Crazy world of mucky post-D-Day non-stop activity. Shame about the hand. And a grubby underside with messy stripes. Meow meow, says the cat. Says he wants to go in and have a snooze. Poor old soul. Slightly overdone it on the spinner cone thing as well. Might clear that up in time. You never know. So we have an anxious cat, meow, who wants more attention than she's getting. I bet you when we go in, the sun will come out. Never mind, we're getting an idea, aren't we? All the little, tiny little detail markings and things have gone under the weathering. But apart from that, it's come out okay. Yeah, I'm alright with that. That's okay. I can build on that. Who knows what one will get a hammering next time, but yeah, learning gradually about this. How did I miss that? I thought I'd lost it. And there it is. Whatever. Crazy. Crazy world. This is one of those aircraft with a really interesting brief history, and I was going to do a bit of looking things up, but I read the notes in the instructions, and they're probably the best notes I've ever read in instructions. They're really good. So here's some edited highlights. It mentions that it's a great ground attack aircraft, and it says spearheading the airborne assault through occupied Europe after D-Day, which is a really significant role. That's powerful stuff. Also, it had a Napier Sabre 37 litre H pattern engine producing 2,000 horsepower, and then it says, but was also the cause of many of the Typhoon's early problems. It was difficult to start on cold days. Well, that's pretty much northwest Europe, isn't it? The level of vibration was huge, and carbon monoxide would seep into the cockpit, causing asphyxiation of the pilot. While this was solved in later Typhoons, official doctrine still called for the pilot to always wear his mask when piloting the Typhoon. Other problems were structural. This is remarkable. The tail on early versions was a weak area. I've heard it came off altogether. And prominent strengthening plates had to be added. The next thing it also mentions is, despite all this, it found, quote again, instead found its niche at lower levels. During offensive sweeps over France called rhubarbs, the Typhoon was found to be a strong aircraft capable of taking lots of enemy fire. It was almost tremendously stable gun platform, an excellent attribute for an aircraft involved in strafing. With the addition of 3-inch rocket projectiles, the Typhoon was transformed from a disappointing fighter to a great ground attack machine. These powerful weapons had a destructive power similar to that of a broadside from a Navy cruiser. Absolutely incredible. As it flies off into the almost sunset, late afternoon.